Hi, my name is Ash. Welcome back to STEMfoundry, where we mentor and inspire young Australians in STEM. In part 1 of this video series on understanding primary schooling, we talked about the structure of the curriculum. We gave you a broad overview of the 3 dimensions underpinning the curriculum. I hope you have already watched that video.
Hi, my name is Shweta. Let us continue where we left in the last video and learn a bit about assessment. We will learn about 2 types of assessment, school level assessment and national level assessment. But before we dive into that, an important question: why do we need assessment? Please bear in mind that assessment is not done to rank students on a leaderboard within a class, school or nationally. Assessment is not done to fail students either if their performance is not found satisfactory. This is not the purpose of assessment at all. The purpose of assessment is to evaluate the progress of a student, identify areas of improvement, and identify need for any extra support. Let us look at the school level assessment first. Apart from ongoing formative assessment, class teacher conducts in-class summative assessment twice a year. Parents and carers receive a copy of the progress report. Let me share a copy of an assessment report. This is the school assessment report of a student at the end of Year 2 moving into Year 3. Note that school assessment reports may differ significantly from school to school and between state and territories. Consider this an example to understand the process and do not be surprised if your child's report is different. The leftmost column mentions the assessed learning areas and general capabilities. Then we have ratings column. For each area assessed, the teacher has rated the student. There are legends given at the bottom of the page. So rating A stands for well above standard at this time of the year. B is for above standard and C is at standard. The hollow circles are the students standing at the start of the semester, and the colored circle is for the current state at the time of the assessment. The student has progressed considerably in English and mathematics. There may be several other pages attached with this assessment report, which may further elaborate specific learning areas and may in fact have some smart learning goals for the future. Let us now look at the national level assessment. There are 2 national level assessment programs: National Assessment Program in Literacy and Numeracy, popularly known as NAPLAN, and NAP sample assessments. NAPLAN is an annual assessment for all students around the country in the years 3, 5, 7 and 9. It is conducted in the month of May and it is the assessment of English literacy and numeracy only. Until 2017, NAPLAN used to be paper-based assessment. Since 2018, it is transitioning towards online assessment, with almost 50% of schools around Australia offering NAPLAN online in 2019. You may get in touch with the school to determine the format of NAPLAN your child will be taking. It is expected that 2020 onwards, all schools around Australia will migrate to online version. The online assessment is made adaptive for more personalized assessment. Adaptive testing means students will be presented with a set of questions based on the correctness of previous responses. If the student is consistently struggling to answer questions correctly, system will present a set of questions of lower complexity. On the other hand, if a student is consistently answering questions correctly, a more challenging set of questions will be presented.
The students are used to writing with pen and paper. They do this almost every day at school and at home. So when it comes to sitting for an assessment, no special preparation is required. However, to successfully participate in an online assessment, students should be confident in using the computer and the online platform. This is necessary to eliminate any ICT factor influencing the assessment result. Remember, the assessment is of literacy and numeracy. It should not be influenced by the lack of knowledge and skills in using the computer or the online platform. Students should be proficient in the following 7 ICT skills: using online learning platforms, reading from the screen and navigating using scroll bars, using mouse to manipulate objects on the screen, including clicking, selecting and dragging, selecting answer choice in multiple choice question, using computer keyboard to type answers and write text. For the writing test, plan and compose the response in a text editor, and finally, listen using headphones. Let me take you to the public demonstration site for NAPLAN Online and demonstrate this to you. Let us try out the numeracy test for Year 3. This is the online assessment platform, and as you can see, this is a multiple choice question. The student should be able to read and understand the question, and using mouse, select one correct answer choice. They can also listen to the question by playing the audio. Once done, they move to the next question by clicking on the next button. Here, a student must read the question, work out the solution, and type in the answer in the box using their computer keyboard. They can of course listen to the question by playing the audio. In this question, a student is asked to arrange the caterpillars in order. They should be able to use the mouse to select the object, drag it, and move it around. This is a match the following type question. A student should expertly use the mouse to click and drag. Let me show you the writing test now and the text editor. This is the writing test for Year 5. The student must read and understand the writing prompt. They should use the scroll bar on the right to move up and down the screen. They can also listen to the writing prompt by playing the audio. Once done, they should move to the writing screen by clicking Start Writing. So that's the text editor to type in the response. A summary of the prompt is given here for a quick reference. Otherwise, they can go back to the previous screen at any point in time and refer to the full prompt. Let me type in a few sentences here. That is the title of my response. Then I should have an introduction, main body, and finally the conclusion. Note that a student should be expert in using the computer keyboard. They must know how to use the delete key or backspace key, enter key to move to the next paragraph, etc. They should also learn touch typing, in my opinion, and develop a decent typing speed. Apart from the keyboard skills, they should be familiar with the text editor. There are buttons given at the top. They may not necessarily use all of them, but they should be familiar with it. So that's pretty much it. Let us now go through NAPLAN student report. Parents and carers will receive an assessment report similar to this. The instruction to read and interpret the test report is clearly written on it. This is a sample NAPLAN report for Year 3. There are 4 assessment results, one each for reading, writing, language conventions, and numeracy. The assessment result is shown on a scale, which is divided into bands. For Year 3, bands run from 1 to 6. The national minimum standard is set at Band 2 for Year 3. The light shaded region is where 60% of the students around Australia are. The black arrow shows the national average. Some states and territories might also give school average, which is shown by white arrow. The black ball shows the child's performance. Reports for Years 5, 7 and 9 are also like Year 3. The difference, however, is in the levels of bands and national minimum standard for each year. Apart from NAPLAN, which is an assessment for English literacy and numeracy, there are 3 sample assessments in the areas of science literacy, ICT literacy, and in civics and citizenship. These are sample assessments. Not every student in the country sits in the assessment. Only a randomly selected sample schools participate in it. The assessment is only for Year 6 and Year 10 students. The purpose of the sample assessments is to gather a national snapshot of student performance in these areas. The sample assessments are carried out on a 3-year rolling basis. In 2016, civics and citizenship was assessed. In 2017, ICT literacy was assessed. And in 2018, science literacy was assessed. In 2019, sample assessment in civics and citizenship will be conducted in the month of October. NAP sample assessment is conducted online on the same platform as for NAPLAN.
That's all for now. I hope this is of some value to you. Thanks for watching.
We would like to thank all the parents for their support and encouragement. We'll meet you again very soon with another informative video. Thank you.